With Prince Renathal getting a very significant 5 health nerf, I thought it would probably be a good time to play Frost Death Knight, which likes to point damage at the opponent's face. The biggest and flashiest of these damage to the opponent's face cards is going to be the Frostworm's Fury, which deals 5 damage, summons a 5/5, and freezes all of our opponent's stuff. Just an absolutely disgusting card. For even more freezing nonsense, we've got the weapon Might of Renathal, a 4-mana 4/2 with a battle cry that can freeze up to 3 enemy minions. I don't know why the devs thought we needed another class that could freeze the opponent's board, but here we are. To go with all of our cheap burn spells, we've got Death Chiller, a 2-mana minion that says after you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to 2 random enemies. And we've also got Lady Death Whisper, who has a death rattle that copies all frost spells in your hand to give us a bunch of fuel for the Death Chiller. Some of Frost DK's other powerful cards include Overseer Frigidara, a 6-mana legendary that draws 2 spells, and if they're both frost spells, it deals 2 damage to all enemies. And we've also got the Marrow Manipulator, a 6-mana minion that spins up to 5 corpses and deals 2 damage to a random enemy for each. So this can be a 6-mana 5/5 that casts Pyroblast. So with all this burn, we should easily be able to deal 30 or 35 damage to our opponents.
The Lich King versus Illidan.
This ends now. All will serve me in death.
Maybe I could keep Frost Strike, but I don't think so.
I see you've brought guests.
Not the best opener so far, but Vizier into Death Whisper could be quite good.
Symptoms will be severe.
I was expecting it to be Rogue with the Renathal.
The more you struggle, the better.
Summon 2/1/1s with Reborn. Unholy Frenzy could be pretty sick with Lady Death Whisper, but I don't really know how practical that is. Probably just Graveyard Shift. Decent chance of it getting in some chip damage. It gives me some much needed corpses. Well, I would like that to die. Pretty good usage of mana this turn. I did get rid of one of my better burn spells with Lady Death Whisper though, so that's a bit of a bummer. Three to my face. I definitely like the Rhyme Fang sword with Death Whisper. See if we can get some sick discounts out of it. It's not that big of a Frostbreaker. Man, if I can pick up a Death Chiller, my hand is gonna pop off. Another Frost spell. 7 cards, I can go down to 5. Alright, I think this is fine. If this legendary dies, my hand will have 4 mana deal 10, which is extremely strong. Okay. Luckily, I do have a ton of freezes for this high main. I was thinking about playing my weapon here, but maybe I'd draw a couple cards with Frigidara and then just burn an Icy Touch.
My frost will splinter your flesh.
Shall suffer.
That was a pretty strong concoction. And that Liadrin is a bit scary. Hey, there's my good card. Alright, how are we playing this? I could wait a turn, go Might of Renathal, Harbinger, Hero Power. I mean, it is pretty nice to start getting the weapon hits.
Can't stand the cold.
8 cards in hand. Could defrost here instead of hero powering. Oh wait, I would overdraw if this dies. I'm gonna have 13 mana next turn. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Drawing 2 cards most likely. I think I can go ahead and Howling Blast here. I wonder if I had lethal this turn. Probably not, because I would have missed 4 damage from the weapon. That's very annoying, because that's going to soak a lot of damage from Death Chiller. Oh, why did they have to have the Scourge? Well, double Howling Blast helps quite a lot. I mean, I just have my weapon, so we have lethal here, right? Didn't even need the weapon. Nice.
The Lich King versus the Lich King.
Will serve me in death. There can only be one true king.
1 drop is good. I would say this is quite a good hand.
I see you've brought guests.
1 mana 2/2, baby. Let's go. Coin should be a frost spell. No way I tempo this, right? Probably just a hero power. Then we can Vizier next turn, Death Whisper on 4. Don't really have a great hand for Death Whisper at the moment, but I get 2 or 3 draws and Vizier can help as well. Unfortunately, this thing's not undead, so Vizier doesn't get a discount, but I think it's still decent. Rune Forging? I do play some pretty good weapons. Howling Blast is damage, which I can copy with Lady Death Whisper.
My rule is eternal.
I think Rune Forging is the play. The Howling Blast just gives me too many too many things to copy with Death Whisper.
Be merciful.
I guess I will draw some cards.
Stand the cold.
Good old Scorp. Yeah, I knew how to Frost Strike somewhere in this hand. It's gotta be Frostworm's Fury, right? I'm not sure if this is super good against Blood, but... maybe I take Horn of Winter since I have Death Whisper, Death Chiller. But Frostworm's Fury is just so reliable. I don't know, my hand is already pretty expensive. Let's take a Horn. I don't know if I love it, but I think it's decent. Can coin out a Scourge next turn. I think that's gotta be the play.
I have but little time.
And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and burn this Horn. So Scourge is obviously just sick on turn 6, but also it helps keep my Marrow Manipulators active, which I don't have any right now, but pretty likely to draw into at least one of them. It's just gotta be Scourge. Two Kel'Thuzad's. And I even got a Harbinger that draws a card for me. This is pretty hard for my opponents to deal with. I guess they can like bump here and then play Corpse Explosion. Yeah, they could even Hero Power into this, so Corpse Explosion could clear me here.
Be merciful.
Okay, Obliterate buff coming into play. Alright, they're still taking 10 from my board here, though. I have 9 cards in hand, so it's so hard to use this Death Whisper. She copies 5 of my cards at the moment.
My rule is eternal.
10 cards in my hand. I guess I'm just gonna swing with this weapon. Next turn, I can play Marrow Manipulator, Glacial Advance, and Howling Blast, I believe. It's hard to imagine that not being lethal. Does Blood Boil work with that card? It does. Okay. So we for sure got ourselves a game now. So I have a bunch of Frost spells in hand to copy with Death Whisper. Probably just playing Marrow Manipulator here, though. I think I pushed 10 this turn. That's pretty good.
The citadel stands strong.
See what this can do for me. Another Frostworm's Fury. I don't really think I can play the sword here. I mean, I guess it's just Frostworm's Fury. This has been such an inelegant game when I have Death Whisper double Death Chiller and I'm just pointing a 7-mana spell at my opponent's face. But eventually I'll run out of the big stuff. Oh no, whatever that hits in my hand is really strong. Oh well. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna run out of all this big, expensive, clunky stuff. And then at that point, maybe the Death Whisper stuff will look a lot better. Even if it's just copying these 3 spells, that's gonna be a lot of damage. I guess maybe I should be looking at worlds where I kill my own Lady Death Whisper. I hadn't really had that in mind. Could kill it with Glacial Advance, but at the moment that definitely doesn't net me any damage. Decent asphyxiate. But did this opponent really think that I would only play 2 Frostworm's Furies? Maybe I could have done some more math there, but pretty sure it wasn't lethal. And as long as I don't get Reno'd, it should be easy lethal next turn.
The citadel stands strong.
Alright, well this is obviously lethal. Only question is if I could have lethaled sooner. That one felt pretty good because my opponent cleared a lot of boards, they healed a lot, they killed one of my Death Chillers, and they still just easily died.
The Lich King versus Gul'dan. I will not be denied.
All will serve me in death.
I probably keep Lady Death Whisper, don't I? I really like both of the Death Rattles, but they're kind of weird with Frostbreaker. Maybe I don't keep Frostbreaker, but surely I do. Maybe I just don't play it on turn 1? I mean, if I draw a Frost spell, then 1 mana 2/2 is pretty good. But yeah, I think if I don't, probably not playing it at all. It's possible I could play 2 3/2s next turn, depending on how the draws pan out. Or not. Go get him, Goldshire Footman. All right. I'll take my 2 damage. I think it matters more for me than it does for my opponent. Maybe I was wrong, though, to leave up an extra imp. Alright, well, I've got Frigidara into double Frostworm's Fury. So as long as nothing disastrous happens this turn, I think I'm in a good spot. And I have a pretty good board to avoid disasters. And even some flexibility with Frost Strikes. That's pretty bad. But I still think Frigidara probably can get some work done here. 3 into there. Probably have to play some Frost Strikes this turn. Oh wait, I should have traded off my thing first. Oh, weapon? Oh yeah, I'm just jamming a weapon this turn. And suddenly with this weapon, my opponent's just dead next turn. That might block my Frostworm's Fury, but my opponent's dead on board. Make the opponent feel good about their prediction. And then we simply kill them. Man, that weapon was nasty there.